Welcome to Figure 21. This patch builds upon some of the previous cards, especially figures 17 and 18. But before delving into this patch, Alan Strange points out some of the highlights of using both mode on the easel. As you recall, when the control switch is in remote mode, it reads only the card and all of the sliders, knobs, and switches become inert. In both mode, you have much more flexibility, expressivity, and possibilities. I also find it to be a helpful mode when building a card, because you can test drive the slider, knob, and switch positions in both mode, and then, if you like, solder it up for a remote card. Here are the three both mode points Alan mentions: summing control voltages, control voltage control of switch positions, and finding new switch positions. When in both mode, voltages are added. As Alan writes, if the oscillator card was programmed with the offset value of 4 and the front panel offset was set to 3, the two values would sum to an effective offset value of 7. With the switches, no resistor or a conductance value of 0, switches are in their lowest position. Adding a conductance value resistor of 3 puts them in their middle position, and often a 6 or 10 value will be the top position. Alan's example: if the faceplate is set to a square wave, that's the middle position value of 3, and the card was set to a triangle wave, value 0, no resistor, the end result would be a square wave, value of 3. If, however, the card conductance value changed to 3 and was added to the faceplate position, also a 3, the end result would be a 6 or a saw wave. Finally, when the topmost position of a switch uses the conductance value of 10, it's possible to find a new position between the middle and top. Alan suggests exploring the low-pass gate, which needs a conductance value resistor of 10 to mimic the top or low-pass filter position. So if the card is set with a 3, putting it into combo mode, and the faceplate slider is at, say, 4, 5, or 6, you will get a filter combo combination different from anything we've heard yet. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there, since this information will pay off in Figure 21. Let's dive into Figure 21. The entire patch is driven by the pulsar, which in turn is driving the random voltage source, the envelope generator, and the sequential voltage source. If in both mode, this setup is easily done by just setting the module's switches to pulsar. The random decay of the envelope generator and the randomization of the stages on the sequencer can be done on the card. All other patching can be done on the faceplate with the exception of the modulation mode switching on the modulation oscillator. That needs to be on the card as well. Check this out. For years I've been chasing the elusive Figure 21 patch by Alan Strange. I've tried to do the single card versions. There's an old one, and here's one from a couple of days ago, trying to make it more elegant and streamlined. It's sort of been my white whale, magnum opus, the mothership. I know I'm mixing metaphors, but this morning I woke up and realized all you need on the card is this: random to mode modulation select, random to decay, and random to stage number of the sequencer. Otherwise, everything is available on the faceplate. And since Alan was mentioning before Figure 21, pointing out how both mode works, I thought it would be great to just create the patch in both mode. So here's the setup. You can invert the envelope generator here and send it back to the modulation oscillator index, mod index. Here's the envelope straight going to low pass gate. Pulsar going to timbre. Timbre set at 4. Pitch, he has it actually at 440. 10, 10, that's like 5 or 6. 10, low. He has the pulsar set to 8 and 2, reading conductance values. With the card in place, I'll show you how it's randomizing the stages. I'm not going to randomize the pulsar, I'm just going to have it come out straight rhythm. And you can see how these are shifting stages. And you can see and hear how the decay stages are being randomized. And Alan suggested the pitch be at 440. I find there's some broader range if I take it down to 220. And now we can go to the pulsar setting of 2 and 8, as mentioned in the manual. Explore everything. Here's a close-up of that card with the resistor values that I used. This would be a great starting place to begin building your own Figure 21 card. You could find the slider and switch positions you'd like, then hardwire them onto the card. Here is a short audio file of my card, similar to what you just heard in the video, but better audio quality. And the little music you heard at the beginning of this video was indeed a variation on Figure 21. I just took out the processing slider of the pulsar to regularize the meter. I also engaged low-pass gate 2 so that we could hear the sequence coming from the modulation oscillator. As Alan Strange mentions at the end of his description of this patch, the various offset and processing values indicated in Figure 21 are arbitrary and may be adjusted to the desired parameter correlations of the instrument. And finally, the very last sentence of Alan Strange's easel manual, and the most important. Try everything. The least that can happen is that something will be learned. Happy exploring. Thanks for watching.